Tokyo Bay, April 7, 1945. Cold air bites at 25,000 feet. Lieutenant Saburo Sakai, one of Japan's most famous fighter aces, leans toward his gun sight. What he sees makes his blood run cold. Far above the city, silver shapes glint in the sunlight. Dozens of them, sleek and fast, circling like hawks. Single-engine fighters. But that's impossible. No American plane should be able to fly this far, not from any known base. For years, Japanese intelligence promised their pilots that the Pacific Ocean protected them. It was simply too wide, too empty, too far for a fighter to cross. Yet here they are, 96P, 51 Mustangs guarding a wave of B, 29 Superfortress bombers heading straight for Tokyo. This cannot be happening, Sakai murmurs into his mask. But it is happening, and he knows the war in the air has just changed forever. Scene 2, the key to Japan's skies. 2 months earlier, Iwo Jima. 8 square miles of black volcanic rock. Smoke, gunfire, and the roar of flamethrowers fill the air as U.S. Marines fight their way inland. For America, this tiny island is worth every drop of blood. It lies 750 miles south of Tokyo, the perfect stepping stone for long-range missions. The battle lasts 36 days. Almost 7,000 Americans die, and nearly every Japanese defender fights to the death. When the last cave falls silent, bulldozers roll in, engineers lower the runways, widen them, and turn Iwo Jima into a giant aircraft carrier made of ash. Within days, the first P-51 Mustangs land. Pilots step out still smelling gunpowder. They dig foxholes beside their planes because the island isn't safe yet. But everyone knows this place will soon open the skies above Japan. Scene 3, birth of the long-range fighter. Before the Mustang, escorting bombers across the Pacific was impossible. The distance was too great. The fuel tanks too small. Then came the miracle machine, the North American P-51D Mustang, powered by the Packard Merlin engine. It could reach speeds over 440 miles per hour, yet what made it special was its range. Engineers created lightweight drop tanks, each holding 110 gallons of fuel. They were cheap aluminum shells, $15 each. That could be released before battle. With 2 under its wings, a Mustang could fly more than 1,500 miles, fight, and return home. The Japanese had nothing like it. Their Zeros were fast but fragile, built for short fights close to home. The Americans had built a fighter that could chase the war all the way to Tokyo and back. Scene 4, preparing for the impossible. Life on Iwo Jima is pure misery. The ground is black sand that burns in the sun and clings to everything. Sulfur smoke drifts from Mount Suribachi. At night, gunfire echoes from hidden caves. The young pilots live in tents and eat cold rations. Mechanics work 18-hour days under open skies, tuning engines with grease-blackened hands. Every bolt, every fuel line could mean life or death. Their mission will be unlike any in history. 8 hours in the cockpit, 3 hours over open ocean to Japan, combat over Tokyo, then 3 hours home. If an engine fails, there is nowhere to land, only the endless Pacific. Still, they are ready. They know they are about to make history. Scene 5, takeoff to destiny. Dawn, April 7, 1945. The island trembles with the growl of Merlin engines. Pilots pull on heavy gloves and oxygen masks. The air is icy. Their breath freezes inside their visors. At exactly 8 a.m., the first flight begins its run. One by one, Mustangs lift off, 96 silver birds rising into morning light. They form perfect diamond formations and head north. Below them, nothing but blue. 3 hours of ocean, no landmarks, no ships, only the sound of engines and the ticking of fuel gauges. Every vibration makes a pilot's heart race. Any failure out here means death. Then, after hours of silence, someone spots it, Mount Fuji, rising white and beautiful above the clouds. Japan. They have reached the enemy's homeland. Scene 6. The clash over Tokyo. Japanese radar operators stare in disbelief. They report dozens of single-engine fighters escorting bombers, but their commanders think it's an error. No fighter can fly that far. Lieutenant Sakai scrambles into the air. He's flown since 1938, survived a bullet to head, and trusts his Zero completely. As he climbs, he sees them sleek, shiny aircraft with bubble canopies and deadly purpose. He dives, fires, misses. The Mustang rolls, climbs, and vanishes upward, leaving him behind. The Zero's top speed, 351 miles per hour. The Mustang's, 437. The gap is hopeless. Across Tokyo Bay, dogfights explode. The Zeros twist and turn, but the Mustangs choose when to fight and when to flee. They strike fast, fire 6 roaring .50 caliber guns, and zoom away untouched. The Japanese pilots can't even follow. The age of the Zero ends in the smoke above Tokyo. Scene 7, the fall of air superiority. 15 minutes of chaos, and it's over. The Americans lose only a few planes. The Japanese lose more than 20. But the numbers aren't what matter. The shock is, for the first time, Japanese pilots realize nowhere is safe. If fighters can reach Tokyo, they can reach anywhere. The Empire's last line of defense has been broken. From this day on, the skies belong to the United States. Scene 8, homeward through hell. The Mustangs turn south. They've been flying 6 hours. Their backs ache, fingers numb, eyes dry. Fuel is almost gone. Some engines sputter and die, sending planes spiraling toward the sea. Others push on, coaxing their engines with gentle hands. Far ahead, Iwo Jima appears, a tiny black dot in an endless ocean. For many, it is the most beautiful sight they have ever seen. They land one by one on rough runways, tires screeching, fuel tanks nearly dry. Exhausted pilots climb out, legs trembling. They have done the impossible. Flown to Tokyo and returned alive. Scene 9, the Empire crumbles. Word spreads quickly through Japan's military. Reports confirm it. Fighters from Iwo Jima reach Tokyo. The unthinkable has happened. Japanese factories are already in ruins. Fuel is scarce. Pilots barely have 70 hours of training before battle. Engines fail, and spare parts don't exist. Meanwhile, American production runs day and night. Every week brings more Mustangs, more bombers, more fuel. The raids intensify. Airfields, ships, and cities burn. By summer, Japan's air force is broken. Its skies are open and empty. Scene 10, the lesson of the Mustang. When Saburo Sakai looks up at the silver Mustang circling high above Tokyo, he understands everything. The Mustang is not just a plane. It is a symbol of industry, technology, and determination, of a nation that can turn factories, fuel, and science into unstoppable power. Japan had courage, yes, but courage cannot outfly 440 miles per hour. It cannot replace fuel or factories or time. The Mustang carries more than bullets and bombs. It carries the message of modern war. The side that can build more, train more, and fly farther will win. As the sun sets over a burning Tokyo, Sakai watches the Shinseng fighters fade into the distance. He knows the truth. Japan's skies, once sacred, now belong to the enemy. The era of the Zero is over. The future, gleaming silver in the sunlight, belongs to the Mustang.